fellow family foodie friends, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. So this is a dump and go recipe. It's from cookingwithcarly.com. It's for the Instant Pot. I have doubled it so I can use an entire box of noodles, but 16 ounces of pasta, 3 cups of vegetable stock. I'm using vegetable instead of chicken. I've only ever used chicken broth, but I'm trying it with the vegetable so my older daughter will be happier. I'm gonna have 2 cups of the marinara sauce. I'm just using this inexpensive tomato basil from Aldi. I have 2 cups of heavy cream, salt and pepper. I didn't measure it, but I'm using the grinders from Aldi. And 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. It'll all go into the Instant Pot. Okay, so now that it's set, you're gonna pressure cook it for 6 minutes, and once it reaches pressure, cooks for 6 minutes, you're gonna let it release pressure naturally for 6 minutes and then instantly release the pressure, and then we'll get the cheese in. So now we can add in the cheese. My kids like less cheese in this, so we're gonna do half of what she calls for. Now I'm adding in a cup of Parmesan and a half cup of mozzarella. And I'm just steaming some frozen broccoli from Aldi. We also have a baguette in the oven that we're serving with some goat cheese that I got from Aldi. I love this electric knife. I use it in multiple meals this week. It is linked to my Amazon store. Aldi sent me this cranberry cinnamon goat cheese. It's part of my Galentine package. I shared that last week, and I'm pretty excited to try it. I don't know if anyone else in my family will love it, but I like this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna have it out with our baguette tonight, and anyone that wants it can have it, whether that's just me or not. We'll see. I absolutely love this dinner. It's super warm and gooey, and it's really comforting, especially on a cold winter's night, and that cranberry cheese is amazing. Okay, so this is early in the day before I'm actually making dinner, but I'm making white rice to make a cheesy rice casserole later. So I have a cup and a half in my Instant Pot. I'm just gonna hit the rice button and I'll use it later. Okay, so for the broccoli cheese rice, I previously earlier today cooked rice, so I have 3 cups of already cooked rice, a can of cream of celery. I like using this instead of cream of mushroom or cream of chicken. We have 2 cups of shredded cheddar divided, so 1 cup and 1 cup. I have a half cup of milk, paprika, garlic powder, salt and pepper as indicated by the recipe, and then an entire onion chopped. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and mix all of these ingredients together. And then I have a 16-ounce package of frozen broccoli that I just nuked in the microwave. And once that cools a little bit, you fold it into the rice, and then we'll add it to this greased baking pan, and it'll go in the oven. But I'm just getting this ready a little ahead of time while my older kids are still at school, and then it will be really easy to pop in the oven later. Okay, so we're gonna dump this. Do you wanna kind of spread that out, bud? Yeah. There's my always helper. The onion.
Where's put it?
You get to be the stirrer this time.
No.
Of our cheese. Cream of celery soup instead of cream of mushroom. So now we're going to add in this steamed broccoli florets. You could also make this on the stove top. I just went the easy way. I normally steam my broccoli on the stove, but today I did actually make it in the microwave. I am not going to make my broccoli pieces smaller because we all really like broccoli and will enjoy getting big chunks. Okay, so everything is actually fully cooked. The baking is going to allow the cheese and the cream and everything to form like a sauce. I have this in a greased 9x13, and I'm baking it according to the recipe directions. Take that cheese in the bowl behind you, and you're going to spread it on here, okay?
Do what now?
Yep. So I'm using a Pinterest recipe, of course it's linked below, for a homemade shake and bake to bread the chicken because we accidentally ate all the Cheez-Its before I made dinner. I didn't realize my kids went through them, but I had to make a breading since the Cheez-Its were gone. I will have to do that again another time, but I'm just mixing up all the seasonings. Again, I followed a recipe exactly, adding some oil in there, and then I just dropped my defrosted chicken that I've prepped for the freezer a while ago, and I just shaked it till it was covered and good to go. Okay, so I'm going to take my chicken breasts that are shaked and I'm going to air fry them. And so I'm going to take all of them, put them in the basket, and they'll go in the air fryer at 360 for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to flip them and cook them another 10 minutes. I was super impressed with the coating of this chicken. It stuck really nicely. I'm always afraid I'm going to go to turn the chicken and the whole breading's going to fall off, but that was not the case. 10 more minutes after flipping and they were good to go. Then it was perfectly timed to be done when the rice came out. This rice is really good. It wasn't super gooey. I would like it gooier, but my husband's not a gooey lover, and with the cheesy ziti I was already pressing my luck, so it was nicely flavored. I always make sure the air fryer cooks it to 165, but this is a delicious meal and everyone devoured that chicken. Well, everyone that eats meat. Okay, so I am starting my matzo ball soup. I have an onion diced, I have some garlic minced, I have 4 stalks of celery diced, 4 carrots diced. I have crushed dill weed. I am not using fresh like the recipe calls for. Some fresh grated pepper, my chicken stock, and I'm about to heat up some canola oil and saute the vegetables to start. I did heat my pan to begin with. We're gonna simmer these. I'm using a big Dutch oven. It's well loved. I've had this thing for so many years. You can tell by the nice coloring, despite my many washes. Once the onions are cooked down, we'll add broth, water, dill, and pepper. So now that my onion has cooked down, I am going to add in 2 cups of water, 6 cups of chicken stock, and my frozen chicken breast. And that'll cook for quite a while. So the matzo balls start with 3 eggs and then 3 tablespoons canola oil or vegetable oil, but I prefer canola. Okay, so we have 3/4 cup matzo meal. I'm adding in a teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so we have 3/4 cup matzo meal, a teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm just grinding in lots of black pepper because I like black pepper. And we're gonna give that a really quick toss with this whisk.
Oh, okay.
And then Calvin is going to add in our oil and eggs. There's 3 tablespoons canola oil and 3 eggs here.
I told you.
Okay.
Want to.
Cal's gonna start first because he's a boy. It does definitely look very mealy. It is called a meal, a matzo meal. I've never made matzo balls before, but my husband thought this sounded good. And you guys know we like to try new things, so again, it's cold here in Michigan, and we have colds, so soup always wins in those scenarios. But I have to refrigerate this for 30 minutes before I form it into balls, and then we drop them like dumplings. Okay, so my soup's been going a while now, and I will soon be dropping the matzo balls in, and I'm adding just the rest of my carton of chicken broth. It's gone down significantly. I want to make sure there's enough broth in there to handle the matzo balls. I will be plucking the chicken out and shredding it on the side, and then adding it back in once the matzo balls cook. So the dough was really sticky after sitting in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes, and I just shaped them into ping pong size balls with my fingers. This is what the recipe called for, and I dropped them in, and then I covered my Dutch oven and let it sit for at least 20 minutes while I shred the chicken. And here are the matzo balls after sitting. I'm gonna add the chicken in. So our thoughts on this dinner was the soup was good, except for we both thought it looked so much like chicken noodle soup that we expected it to taste like chicken noodle soup. I think in the future, just because I'm used to chicken noodle soup, I would make chicken noodle soup and replace the noodles with matzo ball. So it tasted like chicken noodle soup, but I loved the texture of the matzo balls. They were really yummy. If you guys have never had the Asian chopped salad kit, I highly recommend you try it from Aldi. We do 2 of them for our family of 5, but it's a perfect side. We're making this with paninis. You literally empty everything into a bowl and stir it together, and it's good to go. I recommend doing it right before you want to eat because the dressing can make the wonton strips get soggy if you make it ahead of time, but it is so good. All 5 of us really enjoy this, and it's super easy. I'm using my electric knife once again to slice an Italian loaf of bread. You can cut these as thick as you want or thinner if you don't want it super bready. Okay, our choices for paninis tonight: mayonnaise, honey mustard, ranch. Really, if anyone wanted a different dressing, I'd get that out. I have artichoke salad that has artichokes, red peppers, and green olives on it, so any of that. Provolone, pepper jack cheese. I sliced tomatoes. I sliced some onions. We have Italian bread. I put some olive oil on both sides of the outside of the panini to get it crispy, and then we also have this rotisserie seasoned chicken breast that's cut deli style. So whatever anyone wants out of this is how we make it. As you guys know, one of my daughters doesn't eat meat, and we all like different toppings, so this is another meal that I like because I can customize it and everyone gets what they want. So I have 2 paninis. I use my George Foreman grill machine here. This is our indoor grill for the winter, and it works really great for paninis. So I have 2 of my kids on here, and I'm gonna get making the other ones. After this, I basically became a short order chef, and I made lots of different variations. My husband and I each had 2 small paninis, and the kids had 1, and then we had the salad on the side. They were very good, and we froze half of that chicken breast to have paninis again. I hope you guys enjoyed these dinner inspirations, and you'll check out a past What's for Dinner for more ideas. Thank you so much for watching. Chow down and ciao.